our bodies and minds connected. Everybody shake 5 people's hands, and when you do it, no talking and no smiling.
Oh.
Alright, go. No smiling, I see smiles. No smiling. No smiling, I see corners of mouths. Okay, step 2. Shake those same 5 people's hands. This time you can smile, but still no talking. But no talking, no talking. Alright, great. Now, shake those same 5 people's hands. This time you can smile and say something positive to them. And they just cut you a check for $1 million. Go. Awesome. Great. Thank you. Everybody have a seat. I got some energy. Yes. Okay. Napoleon Hill talks a lot about faith because it's the foundation. Can anybody give me does anybody have a definition of what they think faith is or what faith is to them? Anybody? Hello?
I think it's like evidence for you, personal evidence, like a proof that and substance of what you hope for. So.
Okay, so a definite evidence of something to exist. Awesome. Anybody else?
It is a belief that when you put yourself out there in a situation, that you will be protected, you will be, what you're desiring will come true.
So, a belief that what you desire will come true. Awesome.
For me, it's invisible power which can help you to achieve something that you want.
An invisible power to help you achieve. I like that.
I would say it's stronger than a belief for me. It's a knowing about physical evidence.
Knowing. It's absolutely knowing. Clears your mind of doubt and fear.
I think of faith as a certainty that what I envision as being possible is something I can also create.
Certainty, vision, and creation. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So Napoleon Hill says, faith is the eternal elixir which gives life, power, and action to the impulse of thought. So again, it's what gives life and vibrancy and action to a quick thought that happens in your mind. So you have a hunch on something, instead of saying this is a thought, cool, I should probably do that. No, it's that I know, and I have certainty, and gosh, I can do this. I will have this. You all have it. I don't know if you all are using it, but at least you all have it. So it's good to know that the fundamental is there. It's already set up. Now, applied faith. To apply it, it's actually what we were talking about, the mental attitude to clear your mind of any fears and doubts and direct it to the attainment of what you desire in life. So we were all saying this. So it's a combination of both. It's absolutely knowing, clearing your mind of fear and doubts, and then directing that power to what you desire, what you really want. Okay, so if you have anything to write down, use it now, and if not, think for a second. We're going to write down or think of a time or situation in your life that you absolutely felt that knowing, that certainty, and you directed that power to something that you wanted, and think of the outcome. So take about 30 seconds and think of that for yourself. A time where you were so absolute in what you wanted. You knew you could get it, you had no doubt. And what was that? Just 1 sentence, 2 sentences, just so that you know what it is. Five seconds. Okay, you have 5 seconds to grab a partner. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you don't have a partner, raise your hand. Don't have a partner? Look up. Alright. So, each person, 30 seconds to share what your situation was and what the outcome was. Go. Have it switch. Alright. Everybody got done? Okay. And can anybody share what their situation was and the outcome?
I was 17 and living in Las Vegas. I did not want to live in Las Vegas anymore. And I had $200 in a car. So I got in the car and stopped at gas stations along the way until I hit Chicago. And I got here with $50 left in 2 days.
It's not bad.
So your
It was 1997 though.
So you absolutely knew you didn't want to be in Las Vegas. You knew you had this much money to get to where you wanted to go, but you thought, doesn't matter, no fear, I can do it, I'm going to get there. And the outcome was you got there. Awesome.
Yeah, I was 31 years old, was married, it lasted 9 months. I was gone, devastated, didn't understand it. I went to see a priest, and the priest told me about transnational analysis. I'm okay, you're okay. I said, you're darn right I'm okay. I'll show her. I was going to be retired in 4 years when I was 35. I wasn't retired, but I owned my own company and had good self-esteem. But he told, I'm okay, you're okay. So that was a real revelation to me. You're darn right I'm okay.
Awesome. So we all have these times in our life where we absolutely have this faith and it just comes naturally, maybe through a situation or through a circumstance, maybe through another person. But what we want to do is we want to be able to have that for ourselves at all times, consistently with stamina. And the way we do that is we need to maintain and cultivate. And we need to do that through conditioning of our own minds. I'll talk later about auto-suggestion. I won't talk a whole bunch about it because it's actually the next chapter in the book, but he does go over a whole bunch of auto-suggestion in this chapter, so we will touch on that, and that's a great way to cultivate and maintain and condition yourself for it. But first, Napoleon Hill talks about 6 riches. If you've got something, write this down. They're really short. Riches number 1, sound health. Of course, we all want sound health. We want to be healthy. We want energy. We want the energy to be able to go after what we want when we make that decision of what we want. And if you're sick and this and that, it's a lot harder to focus on what you want rather than just yourself feeling down. So sound health. 2, peace of mind. Of course, you want a clear mind, you want calm, you don't want to feel overwhelmed with every situation. Peace of mind, of course, is a rich that we all want. 3, a labor of love of your own choice. I talked to a few of you before this, and a few of you are doing your labor of love. Yakov, photographer for 30 years. Who loves it? He's got one of those riches down already. 4, freedom from fear and failure. And a lot of that comes from the conditioning of having faith that it's going to be okay. 5, a positive mental attitude. You're all here, so I'm sure you all know how key that is. And then 6, material riches of your own choice and quantity. Now thinking of that list, I'll say it all again, think of how many of those you have. Sound health, peace of mind, a labor of love of your own choice, freedom from fear, a positive mental attitude, and material riches of your own choice and quantity. Who has just one of these? Who has 2 of these? Who has 3 of these? Who has 4? 5? 6. Napoleon Hill says that we are standing at the gate. We're standing at a big gate, and there's a huge master key. How you doing, Jason? We're standing with the big master, or we're standing at the gate, and there is a master key to get into that gate. But that master key is in a lockbox. In order to get that lockbox, you need faith. Faith is the code to open up that lockbox. Okay? And with faith, you can use that key to get through that gate. So in order that you might condition your mind to embrace and use applied faith, you have to understand that there's two ways to use it. One, you could use it in reverse gear and use it negatively. And what are examples of people using applied faith negatively? Anybody?
I believe in faith.
Believing you'll fail?
Believing in something that will cause harm to others.
Believing in harm to others. Has anybody seen somebody on the streets who has not a great life, who's continually telling themselves awful things over and over, just mumbling awful negative things? It's a form of auto-suggestion. They are the kings at auto-suggesting and conditioning themselves to think a certain way. They chose the wrong way, and gosh, is their life not so great right now? And they're conditioning over and over. I suck. I did this, that, or gosh, things I've heard. Or you could do this way, the positive way, and think of what you do want. Think of those 6 riches. If you are focusing on those 6 riches at all times, then it's just natural that that's what's going to materialize in front of your face. Because this is a spiritual world. Physical is a part of it. But the mind power, it actually is a world that creates. We are creators. We have the ability to create a life. And if you don't like your life, we have the ability to change it. That's amazing. Nobody else has that. And by doing that, you can create whatever your mind thinks of through faith and action. Thomas A. Edison, he invented the light bulb, right? How did he do that? He wanted to make an incandescent electric lamp. Everybody thought he was crazy. You can't have light without the sun or fire. Those are the two forms of light. He tried and failed 10,000 times. And after failing 10,000 times, then he finally found it. But while he was failing, he had the faith to fail and then go, oh, well, I guess that didn't work. Fail, well, I guess that didn't work. I wonder what's going to be. I wonder what is going to be the answer. Fail, well, that wasn't the answer. I guess I'm going to go over here. That wasn't the answer either, but I wonder what it's going to be. He had faith the whole time that it's going to happen. At the end, he knew without a doubt. He failed over 10,000 times. How many times can people nowadays fail before they quit? 5 or 6. Tops. Yeah. And people I hear all the time, they go for something and they try and they fail and they go, oh, that sucks, but I'm going to try again. I failed. Oh, this is awful. I don't want it. One more time. Fail. I suck. I'm not supposed to do this. This is not what I'm supposed to be. All of a sudden, they suck. And they take it so personally. And failure is not about them. Everybody thinks they're in the middle, failure's over there, success is over there, and what their job is to get as far away from failure as possible and towards success. And that's not at all what it is. Everybody is here. Everybody's starting here. Success is way over there. It might be far away, but you can see it. And on the way, here's failure, here's failure, here's failure, here's failure, here's failure, and then there's success. Failure is on the path to success. It's not a separate direction. It's on the path. It's just how many times are you willing to fail before you quit? And with faith, it's never. Because you have faith that you can get there. Because you can see that flag. You can see the flag at the end of the golf course. You know you're going to get there eventually. Just keep whacking that ball.